One could see everywhere. Up above the sky was red as the evening sun had beautifully painted it, and so was the land below. The ground almost looked like a reflection of the sky above, but it was soaked in blood and had turned red. Dear Toastmaster and dear guests, it was the end of the 9th day of the battle at the Kurukshetra. There was no sign of the defeat of the Kaurava army for the day. The grandsire Bhishma and many others slaughtered the soldiers of the Pandava army mercilessly. And finally, the conch sound was blown, signaled the close of the war for the day as the sun had finally rested in the west. The exhausted Pandavas, upon the advice of Krishna, reached Bhishma at his camp that night to seek advice on how they may slay him. Bhishma, being a man of many morals, hinted the Pandavas to use Shikhandi as their shield in the next day in the battlefield. Shikhandi was actually the Princess Amba of the Kashi kingdom, who was abducted by Bhishma for his nephew Vichitravirya. Upon Vichitravirya's refusal, Amba turns towards Bhishma to make up for this. But the celibacy vow of Bhishma would not accept this, and he would not accept Amba. She pledges to destroy Bhishma birth after birth till it succeeds, and she gives up her life. The same Amba, Rajkumari Amba, takes birth as Prince Shikhandi, the son of Drupada. The Pandavas prepared to face the grandsire in the next day in the battlefield as using Shikhandi as their shield. When the hour of sunrise came, the Pandavas and the Kauravas arrived at the battlefield and arranged their division in the battle formation. So the Pandavas, they formed the Trishula Vyuha, which is the trident formation, and the Kauravas, they formed the Ardha Chandra Vyuha, that is the crescent formation. Behind them, there were millions and millions of soldiers who were eager for the battle. Both the armies rushed at each other, and the clash of the weapons was so uproarious. Grandsire Bhishma penetrated into the enemy ranks with all his might. He had only one attention and one goal in his life for the day: to slaying the soldiers of the Pandava army. He was unstoppable. He single-handedly killed 10,000 horsemen and 5,000 foot soldiers. On this 10th day of the battlefield, Bhishma was seeing his most glorious defeat of his lifetime. He was scorching the Pandava army like a forest fire engulfing the trees. Whoever came in front of Bhishma was sent to the Yamaraja's abode. He first killed Shatanik, the brother of Virata, and then he injured Drishtadyumna, Drupada, Nakula, Sahadeva, Bhima, Ghatotkacha, Satyaki, all the 5 sons of Draupadi, Kunti Bhoja, Abhimanyu, all of them were sinking in the ocean the grandsire had created. He was totally unmatchable. Having thinned the ranks of the enemy side, he again killed 10,000 horsemen and 5,000 foot soldiers. He was totally unstoppable. The Pandavas, in spite of the massacre which was augmenting, they did not waver in the battle the slightest. They came upon time and again, though they were defeated by the grandsire, with the desire to kill Bhishma. Coming to save them was Arjuna with Shikhandi. The moment Bhishma sees Shikhandi, he withdrew all his blazing weapons, for he would not fight against women. Shikhandi assaults Bhishma very badly, but there was no word from Bhishma opposing Shikhandi. Shikhandi pierces Bhishma with 3 arrows, one to the chest, one to the leg, and one to his hand. The son of Ganga would not return any arrow in response back. Arjuna, standing behind the Shikhandi, started to attack the grandsire. With tearful eyes and a heavy heart, Arjuna cut the bow of Bhishma. Bhishma was still like a roaring lion, hungry lion for its prey, would not come to a standstill. He forcefully had to cut his bow once again. He forcefully had to cut the flag of his chariot. Arjuna killed the charioteer of Bhishma. With all these things happening, there was a second thought in the Arjuna's mind, which you know, the pain of killing his grandfather. Keeping Shikhandi as a shield, keeping him in the front, Arjuna now started to shower hundreds of arrows on Bhishma. Every arrow that left from the Gandiv of Arjuna had one single destination. It was the grandsire's body. There was no 2 finger space left in the body of the Bhishma where there was not an arrow. As and when each and every arrow was left from the Gandiv, the pain was seen in the eyes of the Pandavas, and Arjuna's heart and soul wept profusely. Finally, after all these things, the grandsire gave up. Screeching in pain, Bhishma shouts on the battlefield, "Congratulations, Guru Drona! The arrows which are piercing me and are sucking my blood are of your disciple. They are the arrows of the great archer Arjuna, my son Arjuna." Mangled this way, the grandsire fell to the ground. The old Kuru of the Kuru dynasty is on the ground. The great sounds of lamentations was heard everywhere. Both the armies ceased fighting in the respect of the grandsire. Arjuna, weepingly, he pierces the portion of the earth to form a fountain of the Antaragange, which would protect the grandsire from rats and rodents. Guards was summoned so that the dogs and eagles would not trouble the grandsire. On laying on the arrow bed, the grandsire was troubled with a plethora of thoughts. Where did he go wrong? The memories of his life was continually speaking to his conscience and threw a question to him. Was he right supporting Duryodhana? Was he right supporting Duryodhana? He might have taken an oath that he will support the person who is on the throne of Hastinapur. But he had to make the best of the 2 right choices. Dear Toastmasters, action is neither sin nor virtue. Action is a mere action. The intention behind the action determines it all. The grandsire lay there on the arrow bed till he saw that the Hastinapur kingdom was safe in the hands of Pandavas, and he was waiting for the sun to move to the northern passage and left for the kingdom. Over to you.